And I'm asking you the question, do you mind Big Brother watching you? A lot of people will say it's nonsense because if you've got nothing to hide, you've got nothing to fear, that if you're innocent, and that's fine. I've always had a problem with that argument because I've always believed that as a law-abiding citizen, I deserve the right to a private life and I deserve not to have my face scanned in case I'm, a criminal. And now, though, we've got Mal Fletcher, and I wanted to bring him in at this juncture. We're going to keep talking to him about other stories in a moment to discuss the AI with this, because we are literally handing ourselves over to this technology that we really do not yet fully understand. So I wanted Mal, who's a futurist, to explain to me about the AI technology that's used with facial recognition. Can it be hacked? Can it be persuaded? Can it be racist? Can it lie? All of these questions that we need to be asking of AI technology. Mal, always a pleasure. How are you?
I'm well, thank you, Petrie. How are you?
Good.
Nice to be with you.
Really, really good. It's always a pleasure to see you. So tell me, Mal, should we just blindly accept this as the next stage in protecting the innocent?
No, we should be very, very wary of anything to do with biometrics or facial recognition using AI. AI is very powerful. It's great at analyzing data quickly. But these techs that we're talking about here now are great examples of systems that are efficient but not humane. I mean, when it comes to law enforcement, for example, you need to surveil thousands or even tens of thousands of people before you get one match. And that one supposed match may still not prove to be correct. We know that AI is biased. That's been shown in studies in the United States and here. It carries the biases of its programmers and online communities on things like race and gender and ethnicity. And also, if facial recognition were introduced as an everyday occurrence in Britain, it would lend itself, as you just suggested, to what we call technology creep. That's where a tech is introduced for one stated limited purpose, but gradually then expanded to completely different ways, a greater purview that we haven't approved of and perhaps we're not even aware of. So we need to be extremely careful. In the 90s, you pointed out CCTV was introduced to reduce car theft in London. That was its original purpose. But over time, it came to be used for so many other things, usually without any public discussion thereof. That's technology creep, and that's very real with things like biometrics.
And of course, ANPR, the automatic number plate recognition technology, which is now accepted to run all over the country.
Exactly right. And the other thing, when we rely on this type of tool, it further entrenches what we call the trust deficit, the deficit of trust between authorities and citizens. We know as individuals that the more you use a tech, the more you rely on it. And that can cause parts of your brain to atrophy and your interactions with people can become more distant or even cynical. And when police, for example, rely on technology, they spend more time interacting with AI than real human intelligence. And that's very unhealthy for them and for us. So it has many implications. And the last thing we want to do is follow the lead of China, which is increasing its reliance on biometrics linked to its citizen score system now. And we don't want to go anywhere near that.
Well, we're creeping ever closer, though, with the proposed 15-minute cities. They could use facial recognition to make sure you stayed within your 15-minute city. They're already using number plate recognition to make sure you don't drive anywhere, outside of that area. Or if you do, you have to go a very circuitous route. So, I mean, for those people who say, don't be stupid, it's never going to happen, it's happening.
Well, people say, that lots of things are sci-fi, but I point out that Wi-Fi was sci-fi not that long ago. And, the future tends to come sometimes in surprising ways, and it comes very quickly at us. So some of the things people are worried about with AI won't come to pass, but other things will. And I think we see good evidence, as I said, with China today already, that this point system is robbing people of their freedoms. We may not go that far, but there's nothing to suggest that our governments wouldn't eventually begin to see advantages in rewarding citizens for government-approved behaviour and perhaps restricting opportunities for those who don't act in approved ways. So it's easier than taking people to court, just nudging them in a direction. And if you want to nudge them, you can use biometrics to do that. So we need to be very, very careful.
Yeah, I mean, I'd find it all very, very, very scary. Mal, I've got to take a quick break, but if you stay just where you are, I shall be back in just a moment.